Hi, I'm Talia Bombola, licensed marriage and family therapist and solution-focused coach, and today I'm here to talk to you about a very well-known skill that I like to use with my clients called radical acceptance. It's not the easiest skill to learn at first, but once you master it, it can really change your life, especially in a pandemic when job loss and so many unexpected losses are happening left and right. This is a very important skill to have mastered. Let's say that you went through an experience and you did go through a loss that you didn't like or you didn't foresee, right? Some things that can be coming up in your brain. It shouldn't be this way. This isn't fair. Why is this happening to me? All are totally normal questions. And at the same time, they don't often have an answer, right? Sometimes life isn't as fair as it should be or how we think it should be. So when we're taking a look at radical acceptance, there's a few steps that you can think of when you're using this skill. You want to first observe that you are fighting reality in some way, right? Like those statements I just mentioned, it shouldn't be this way. It should be a different way. Fighting reality doesn't mean that reality doesn't exist. It only causes more pain and suffering. And when you use radical acceptance, it doesn't mean that you like what's going on. It means you're accepting what's going on to move yourself through the pain quicker. So once you observe that you're going through this pain, then you'll take that a step further and remind yourself that this unpleasant reality is just as it is, and there isn't anything that you can do about it necessarily. There is something you can do about the response that you have to whatever the event might be. When you're taking a look at it, can be something to note and go, okay, this is how it happened, right? Step by step, what unfolded. Practice acceptance in your entire body. Again, acceptance does not mean agreeing on what has happened or liking what has happened, but it helps you to not fight against yourself. Fighting reality is exhausting and it's a losing battle because it's our own creation, right? What we're thinking of in our mind, it's our own creation against what's actually happening. So you turn that resistance and that ruminating into accepting thoughts like, I'm here, this is happening to me, I don't like it, and I don't think it's okay, but I can't change that it happened. I'm going to go over a few techniques that you can use in order to start practicing radical acceptance, specifically in a case where you may have lost your job due to foreseen or unforeseen events. Similar to what I was explaining, the first step in radical acceptance is to observe the reality that you're fighting, right? Observe that you are fighting reality. It shouldn't be this way. Life isn't fair. Why is this happening to me? Are some of those questions. Remind yourself that this unpleasant reality is just as it is, and it can't be changed. So there's a level of radical acceptance, right, that you have to know. And acceptance doesn't mean that you like what's happening. It just means that you're accepting that this is happening. There are causes for those realities. There's causes for job loss that you should remind yourself of. This is how the things happened. Our company went under, my boss laid me off, I didn't perform as well. There are things of why a job loss can happen. Practice accepting this with every being in your body, right? Every fiber of your being. This can include positive self-talk, relaxation techniques, mindfulness. List all those behaviors that you would do if you did accept the facts of what's going on, right? If I accepted this, what would I be doing is a question you can ask yourself. Imagine, right? This is something you can close your eyes and visualize. Imagine that you actually did believe what you don't want to accept and that what your reality in front of you is actually reality. And then attend to whatever comes up in your body. Allow that disappointment and grief to wash over you. I like to set a timer, right? Set a timer for 20 or 30 minutes and really focus on it. And once the timer goes off, that's the time for the day, right? You're actually carving out time to grieve the loss, and you acknowledge that life will go on even though this loss feels devastating. And I hope that helps.